Welcome to episode 12, the final episode, at least for now, of Land of the Lustrous. This is the finale, and it sucks because I want it to keep going. And I know there's the manga, and we'll talk about that later at the end of the video. But for now, this is the last episode, and it feels like I just started watching this show. But here we are. I've got the subtitles and a timer if you want to follow along. Pull up the episode on your own if you'd like. We'll discuss it at the end, and we're going to go ahead and watch episode 12. We have Padparadsha being introduced now, and we'll see what happens. Let's watch in 3, 2, 1, play. I know it's not going to tie up everything because it's still an ongoing story, but I'm just really curious to see what will happen here. So she's waking up for the first time in I don't know how long. Oh, 200. Okay. Whoa, it's been a while since she's been up. Yeah. Jesus, she's been trying really hard this whole time. So Fos was pretty young when she went under last. Yeah, she knew of her, but not that well. Pretty damn different. Yeah, composed of different pieces, different materials. I like how the red there, at least in that shot, looked like a slightly different shade of red than her hair, because it is a different material. But in some shots, it looks pretty similar. She is fucking out. New work. Okay. Shiny. Do those things stay in? Like if you lean forward or something, they're not gonna spill out. It's a lot of hair. I just don't know if we can do that. I don't know if they're the talkative type. No, I don't think so. I think that's perfectly understandable. The one crunched up sock. Oh yeah? That's true. There might be negative things that happen because of what you do. But that's true for anything. If it's something that you believe is right to do and it's something you feel you should do, oh shit. Well, I guess it didn't last long. But yeah, I mean, if it's something you feel that you have to do, then you gotta do it, and you just gotta take what comes with it. But yeah, like she said, be mindful of the consequences and prepare yourself for them. Make sure you are willing to accept whatever may happen. So is that it? Is she just back asleep for quite a while now? Alright, so we got Bort teaming up with her. So did she just wake up for 20 seconds just to tell Fos that, and then that's it? We're done with her? At least for now? Didn't work all that well? Is Bort being teamed up with different people, which was Fos's idea, to team up Bort with everybody at least once? Or is she just teaming up with her specifically? for now. While Fos is here and while Diamond is... Well, Diamond's better now. Wow, it was a rough day? Oh no. What is she? Yellow Zircon? Or is that what she is? That's scary. You're acting like the big Lunarian crawling towards them. Come on. You didn't even try to talk. Feeling inferior. I don't think so, though. Pretty much. Yeah, maybe the fact that she didn't say anything should be a comfort. Because the way Board is, if she had something bad to say to you, she would probably say it. So maybe you were just doing fine and she had nothing to say. Yeah? Yeah, she's the one, I think, who got shattered protecting Diamond when we first really were introduced. So yeah, see if she has tips for you, she will give them. Focus on increasing your own potential. So yeah, we kind of just get some focus on some new gems here. Okay, so she's not... Oh. Nope. You're too late. I thought she was back up again, but no. So, we got that little bit about Pad. Little focus on Yellow Diamond and her. Zircon, that's right. So it's just going to make me want to read the manga more, like opening up all these new possibilities. But who are you going to be with? What with Fos, Diamond, what are we doing with all these people? How are we shuffling it all around? So she's approving of that partnership. Yeah. She feels bad about people protecting her. She's like, yeah, go with Bort then. You'll be fine then. But of course, she also, would feel lonely. Doesn't like that she has to keep losing partners or giving up partners, but thinks it's the right thing to do. Wants to talk to her old pal because they're like the oldest ones or some of the oldest. Yeah, maybe they'll find something. Who better to ask than her? Whoa. She's like, hell yeah, I'm in. Oh yeah, I'll drop my work. Absolutely. Whoa, that looks cool. Yeah, you probably never paid too much attention in the first place. Yeah, now you gotta pay extra attention. Well, Fos has got some learning to do. How much of it is because of pieces of her she lost, and how much of it is because she just never paid attention? Oh, so when she was first newly born, learning language and learning history. Yeah, she probably spaced out during all this. They're like, oh, it's the new kid. She's cute. Well, eventually, but they're very weird circumstances. Whoa, she's the sensei now. You think nobody knows but you. Random little details like that are not what we're looking for. Who else is here? Who was that? Oh, Yellow Diamond is still here. She's just hanging out. So you're quizzing her. That's not what we're looking to do here. I bet she would love to if you could. Do they have a language? They must, I guess. We know so little. Okay. That's some good insight on her. You want to try opening a conversation? Cinnabar a 2. Yeah, you did. Luckily, you've got some good defense. But hey, I'm unarmed. I've come to talk. Whoa, she got one. Holy shit. Anything? French fries. That's all they wanted the whole time. They just wanted. They were hungry. Cinnabar, we were interrogating. Good job, though. Well, shit. So F. We've got a great lead. Great start. The letter F. new work. Like, Cinnabar, like, never fights Lunarians because she's always out at night and they never come at night. Is that earlier than she would normally be out on patrol? That's a cool shot. Hey. Damn. Well, that was fast. She's terrified. Oh, a net? No, what would make you think that? I've just got a net. It's fine. Alright, cool. Some good development with the Cinnabar relationship in the finale. Get her to help you study and talk to the Lunarians. What? I mean, it's something to do. You're literally just walking around doing nothing. This is something, so that's probably better. It's a pretty big undertaking. I think we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. We could have a new job for Cinnabar. She's got to say yes, right? I don't know what the hell the Lunarian was trying to say. But Why didn't you just say so? Oh, I didn't realize she was using the little puppy replicas as pillows. Fantastic. Constantly training, constantly teaching her. It's kind of like a little reporting in with everybody, see what they're doing before we end. He's up. This is pretty similar to how we started. Her out in the grass, them coming out to find her. But instead of being like that, this is the Fos that we end with. Does he want to tell her something important? Don't say something huge and then end the episode. Or end the episode before he even says anything. Son of a bitch. I'm assuming there's no after credit scene. Well, let's talk about that. Alright, episode 12, the last episode of Land of the Lustrous, at least for now. I didn't expect this to be like a huge, crazy episode, huge revelations, like a solid finale, because the manga is still going. I thought that it would kind of just be just another episode, and that's mostly what it is. A lot of focus on other characters besides Fos, which is nice. I really like the scene towards the end where we kind of just check in on everybody and see what they're doing. Really tempting me to read the manga, like getting a focus on all these other characters. I want to see where they all go. Ending and the exact spot that they did is really a I gotta see what happens moment. And under normal circumstances, I would go to the manga. But because I'm doing these videos, I really feel like I have to hold out hope for a season 2. And yeah, I could always do videos on the manga, but to be perfectly honest, that's just not going to get as many views as if you do it about the anime, probably. And so, yeah. I would really like to check out the manga, because I want to see what's going to happen. From what I've seen of the artwork, it looks really nice. But I also want to hold out hope for more of the anime, in case I can bring more reactions like this for people to hopefully enjoy, so I can see more of the beautiful animation and cinematography and the colors. That is one thing that I would definitely miss if I went to the manga. I really love the use of colors in this show. It's especially helpful in telling exactly which gem is which and keeping track of them. The hair is kind of a big part of that. But yeah, I would really like it if there's more. I don't know how long I will wait. Maybe I'll give in at some point and read it anyway. And if I end up reading the manga for stuff like this, or Hinamatsuri, or any other shows that I finished, I'll probably do videos about them. But yeah, I'm not going to read it anytime soon. Going to be hopeful that maybe we'll get more. But for now, this is what we have. And this first season as a whole, I thought was fantastic. I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. It could go up and become one of my favorite shows of all time if we get more of it. I think what we've gotten so far has been great. It's been really thought-provoking in a lot of interesting ways. It covers a lot of interesting themes with a lot of good characters, with outstanding, unique visuals, great music, highly unpredictable the whole way through. It's been great. I just don't think it's covered quite enough of the story yet for me to put it in my top 10 or anything like that. But I think if we got more of the story, if I read the manga or there was a season 2, and it stayed consistently good, which I haven't heard that it doesn't, nobody has said that it goes downhill later or anything like that, then I could definitely see this becoming one of my absolute favorites. But for now, with just season 1, with just the small part of the story that we've gotten, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10, which is still obviously fantastic. I think the show was great. I loved watching it. It went by so fast. I can't believe that I'm already done. It doesn't feel like I should be done, and I want more. And shit, now I'm talking myself into immediately reading the manga. The more I talk about this and the more I think about it, I'm like, damn it, I do want more. I want to see. Maybe I'll go back and read the manga, read earlier chapters to see what was changed, what was skipped, anything like that, just to get a little bit of the fill of more Land of the Lustrous, and then see if I can force myself to stop or if I just end up continuing. But either way, it was a great show. As for the events of this episode, we have Padparadsha waking up for the first time in 231 years, so Phos was only like 70 when she first met her, which sounds old, but to them, obviously, that's pretty young. She didn't know Phos all that well, just like, oh, the little kid hiding behind Sensei. But they get to have a good conversation, which I really like. Pad is not really in the episode that much. She wakes up, has one conversation with Phos, and then is right back out. Apparently that ruby and all that stuff didn't really do the trick. Rutil said she's tried like 300,000 times, and it's just not really working. And it's driving her crazy. And she's built up all of these skills, and she's trying so hard, and it's upsetting her so much that she can't do it. But Pad wants her to give up on it. She's like, I don't want her to have to bear this burden anymore. I wish she would just let me go. But I can't just tell her that, which is great, because Phos tells her, I want to talk to a Lunarian, I want to find out the truth about Sensei and the Lunarians, and she accepts this. She doesn't freak out about it, she just accepts it, and kind of just tells Phos to brace for the potential impact. She's like, if you tell somebody something like that, or you figure something like that out, you cause some kind of change, there could be big consequences, and you just need to make sure you are prepared for those. Which is definitely true. But, if this is something you really want to do, something you really want to know, something you think is the right path to go on, you have to do it, regardless of what may come, what risks it may involve. If this is what you think you have to do, then you've got to go for it and come what may. But it is important for her to say, like, just know this might cause big changes, there might be negative consequences of this. You need to be prepared for that kind of thing. Then she just goes back to sleep. Then we have Bort teaming up with Zircon, trying to still find a good partner for Bort, which is pretty great to get a little bit more from her, how Bort just kind of ignored her on the first day, and she's feeling inferior to Phos, Phos being younger than her, and yet has surpassed her with her newfound strength, and she even says, maybe I should lose all my limbs. I don't know how serious exactly she was about that, but to have that thought is pretty crazy. Like, no, let's not do that. It's fine, you don't have to feel inferior to me, which every gem in the show has in some way some kind of feeling of inferiority. Like Phos says, I never would have thought that I would turn out this way. This was not expected. It just happened, and I'm jealous of my younger days back the way I was before, when I could live such a simple, carefree life. I miss those days, and I'm jealous of it, so maybe don't be in such a huge hurry to grow up, you know? And she just goes on training with Bort the way she properly should. And like I said, she ignored her on the first day, but you could think of that as a good sign. Because if Bort has something that she's going to yell at you about, she's going to yell at you about it, you know? If she was quiet, well, maybe that's fine. But she does teach her some things that she needs to know. She's really good at observing what people need to improve on, holding the sword more tightly, focusing too much on Yellow Diamond, trying to protect her too much, and not focusing on her own personal growth. Kind of separating her from Diamond is the best thing from her. And then you've got the relationship with Yellow Diamond and Pad, who she unfortunately doesn't get to talk to before she goes back to sleep. And since they're both some of the oldest ones, she's very close to her and really wanted to be able to talk to her because she's feeling lonely and hopeless about all of the companions that she's lost that have protected her over the years, and now she's losing another one. And of course she feels like, yeah, that's good for Zircon, that she doesn't have to put herself in harm's way for me anymore. Somebody like Bort can definitely protect her, but I'm sure she can't help but feel just lonely about it, and that she's getting tired of all of this after so long. But it was cool that Fos decided to try to study and really learn as much as she can about the Lunarians, which brings in Alex for a fun scene where she gets to be the sensei, and we learn a lot more about her as well. She was just kind of the Lunarian otaku. She's obsessed with them. But we learn there's a lot more to that than it initially seemed on the surface. She acts that way to try to overcome her condition about how she freaks out when she sees them, and also because she genuinely hates them. And they took a friend of hers one time, and now this is all just like to add fuel to the fire of her hatred and learn as much as she possibly can to try to prevent any tragedies like that from happening in the future. So that just adds a whole lot more to her character, to know that like every time she studies any notes or takes any notes about the Lunarians, which is what she's doing all the time, it's actually like filling her with hatred. Totally different perspective to look at Alexandrite from. But yeah, the fact that Fos is studying now is really cool, trying to find out information. I don't know how much of this she doesn't know because of all of the pieces of herself that she has lost, and how much she just like didn't pay attention to because, it's Fos, you know? She was just carefree. She wasn't paying attention to the history lessons. I feel like it's mostly that. One thing that, and it's not a problem I have with this show, it's just one thing that has stood out, is that I feel like I feel like she should have lost a lot more memories than she did from losing her entire arms and legs, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. I think a lot of it is just from her not paying attention. Really funny little flashback of when she's kind of just like a little kid and she's learning all this stuff, and we see him teaching her language and history, and all the other gems are like, oh, is that the new one? She's so cute. That was cool. It's cool to see something like that. Fos actually tries to interrogate a Lunarian. Even running out there without her sword, she can still hold her own really well and gets one by itself. And then this is just such a tease for the manga or for a future season, with its eyes changing and then it's starting to make some kind of sound. Was it going to say a word? Was it just making an incoherent gasp? Can it communicate? What does it know? What could it say? What was it going to say? We just have no idea. We have no idea. Cinnabar comes in and ruins it. But that was a very mature moment of Fos that shows a lot of how she has changed. How, of course, she's like at first like, no, Cinnabar, don't. But then after the fact, she doesn't freak out about it or anything. She's just like, thanks. Because obviously from Cinnabar's perspective, this looks bad and she's got to come in there and help. She couldn't have known what was going on in there. So she's like, thank you. You really saved me. So that was big of her to say that. But yeah, we actually get some kind of resolution to the Cinnabar problem in this episode, which I think is a pretty good way to end off the season, since that was the big driving force from the beginning. Fos realizing that she needs help in order to find out the truth about the Lunarians and Sensei, and so she's going to get Cinnabar to do that. That was a great chase scene where she's chasing her and she's got like one arm extended out like a lasso and then one of them has a net, and she's like, you think I'm gonna capture you or something? Yeah, kind of. Her running away was funny. And just the conversation that they had, saying that, hey, I have this new job for you, and Cinnabar blushing and yelling about how, like, is this really better work? You said that it would be better, because all this time Cinnabar has avoided getting her hopes up, because she's just been trapped in the Night's Watch for so long, and she's like, I'm not gonna, nothing's gonna change. I'm not gonna get my hopes up in this Phos kid. But, deep down, she has hoped. There's been a little sliver of hope that she's probably tried to suppress, that like maybe she will be able to do something for me, and it has caused her to care about Phos as much as she doesn't want to admit it. So here, for her to be saying, like, is this really better work? And she's like, well, no, it kind of sucks. Like, what we're going to be doing, finding out the truth about this kind of thing, it could be really bad. In terms of work, it's probably better, because you'll be doing something. Maybe it'll be boring, studying over books or whatever you're going to do, but I mean, you're not doing anything right now. You're just walking around at night, and I know you're not enjoying being out at night, so in terms of that, it might be better. But in terms of what you might find, we don't know what the hell's gonna come of it. And she even says, after you find this stuff out, what are you going to do about it? And I'm not going to help you until you can answer that question. But by the end, it seems like she is. It seems like she's thought about it and has decided, like, yes, I'm going to help you, and I think she will. But as for what we'll do, I think that really is a we'll cross that bridge when we get to it type of thing, because we just have no idea what we're going to find. She can't really make some kind of concrete plan for what she'll do after she finds the truth, because the truth could be so beyond her understanding right now. It's really just a play it by ear type of thing. We'll see what happens. But I liked their conversation. I liked the way Cinnabar was acting. I will say one of my least favorite things about the show, honestly, is the Cinnabar plotline, which I think is a shame because it's such a big driving force for Phos's character. It's just that Cinnabar hasn't actually been in the story that much, and I really haven't gotten super attached to her. I don't think I've seen enough of her to really care all that much about her personally. I've gotten much more into all the other plot lines, whether it's the bigger mystery at hand surrounding everything with the Lunarians and the gems, got the Admirabilis who we don't see any more of, or just all the other characters that we do see more of, like Bort and Diamond and Zircon and Yellow Diamond and Rutil and Pad and Jade and Euclid and all of these guys, so many of them that I've just kind of gotten more attached to them than I have to Cinnabar, which again is a shame because Cinnabar is so important to Phos. But I would hope that from here on out, this would be where that would change for me. Cinnabar hopefully getting more involved with Phos and doing something like this and being a bigger player in the story. I hope that happens. I don't dislike her or anything, it's just that she's not really what I think of when I think of the show. I don't think about it as Phos's journey to help Cinnabar. I think about all the other crazy stuff that happens. But yeah, I would hope that this would be a good turning point, and I think it is a good spot to end on. Ending with her conversation with Cinnabar and then just checking in on the daily lives of everybody else. That was really nice. A good reminder of the beginning. Phos out there in the grass with them calling for her to go talk to Sensei, but instead of just lazing around in the grass, she's standing there at full attention. So different from how she started. And then Sensei calling her, and we don't know what he was going to say, and it ends right there. Damn it. I thought it was a good finale. Obviously, there's nothing resolved. We've still got a lot more of the story to go, which I'm very tempted to see more of as soon as I can. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a pretty fantastic show. I'm really glad that I watched it. And at some point, in one way or another, I will continue the story, and you'll know about it when I do. So, yeah. That's about it. Again, there's a ton of things I could say about this show, but I've said them throughout all of the videos. We can talk about it in the comments. I can make more videos in the future. So just about this finale itself, I think I've said everything that I need to say. Again, we can talk about it in the comments. We can talk about it on Discord. Subscribe to the channel. Land of the Lustrous is over, but we might get more content for it in the future. And of course, I'll have a new show starting next week to replace it. Check out the Patreon as well if you want to support what I'm doing here with these videos and get early access to the videos. All the links are in the description down below. So thank you guys so much for the support, for watching this show with me. It's been a lot of fun. I'll see you next time.